Hello, hello, and welcome to absolutely welcome to another live. All right, so in this one, we're talking about recovering. So, recovery in the context of Hurricane Beryl. And we have some updates here that we want to share with you. All right, so welcome. If this is your first time here, welcome. If you're a returning viewer, listener, subscriber, welcome back. All right, so this is going to be a quick one. All right, just to share with you some updates. All right, so as you enter, guys, please remember to hit the like button, the share button, and the subscription button. It is definitely important that you do that. All right, and comment in the chat. Let me know who is here and where you're tuned in from. What it is like in your area, in your neck of the hood. Do you have electricity? Water, how are things there? Let us know what is happening. All right, so basically, let us see where we should start here. All right, so the Prime Minister is doing, a series of visits, I guess, in terms of assessment and just trying to see firsthand, what is happening. And so he visited Clarendon, well, Southeast Clarendon, and we're just going to go to that clip right now. So let's go to the Prime
General
Minister.
overview of Southeast Clarendon is that it
All right, so the Prime Minister there, and I guess he raised some points there, and I guess mainly regarding sustainability in the context of, longevity. The hurricane season has just started, and so, what is going to happen in terms of the recovery? And, I am wondering about the possibility of relocating or relocation in this context because, this is not the first. And, based on the location of these, communities, they're going to be, hit, almost certain, when there is a hurricane, something of that grave nature. And so, we're wondering when we're thinking about sustainability, I am wondering if that is a part of the plan in terms of, relocating, the communities affected. But then, for some of us, in terms of relocating, that is something that persons are not necessarily going to want to do, given the fact that, that's where their livelihood comes from, especially the persons who depend on fishing, for example, as a means of survival. And so I like the fact that, he's suggesting or thinking about sustainability, but it goes beyond just ensuring that they have good infrastructure. Because what about flooding and all those other things? The money that you're going to keep on in terms of, recovery. Does it mean that in the long term we're going to think about, relocating these residents? And I know that for some residents that is not something that they want to do, but in the context of safety, in the context of sustainability, what do we do? Kenroy, welcome, welcome. And Kenroy saying, I got to my family in Cedar Grove and Knock Patrick. Wonderful, wonderful. So, how are things there, Kenroy? Do they have power back? Give us a sense of, what you got in terms of your understanding from your family members. So we really like the update, and as things are going to improve. And I say to person, given the damage, it's going to be so hard to just in an instant, everything is going to be back suddenly, and so it takes time. So for example, I am yet to hear from my family in St. Elizabeth, and so I am just trusting and hoping that all is well, but still haven't heard from them since the passing of Beryl. And so that part is hard. And, we understand. And that is why I keep, this space to ensure that we can get, connected. We can get some updates and persons here can share with us so we can share with others, what is happening in other areas. So, Kenroy, I really love that for you and your family. And okay, no power, no water. So as time and the roads are clear, they'll get the opportunity to go to places where, they might go to a business place where they can get some charge, or, they might have generators in their communities where they can charge as long as the networks are coming back. And that is something that I am going to get to as well. All right. So just to let you know that, we're trying to get those updates for you as best as we can. Hello, Max Morgan. Welcome. So, guys, as you enter, please remember to hit the like button, the share button, and the subscription button. All right. So we can continue to grow stronger together. So, thanks for that update, Kenroy. No internet there as well, and they're paying for charging phone. I suspect so, perhaps somebody with a generator. All right, but we're so happy that you got connected to them and you come back here, to just share. So really appreciate that. All right, so really, really appreciate that. So in that context, let me see. Let me just go here to just share with you some of what Flow has to share in the context of coverage, all right, at present. So I'm just going to share this. So based on what they have here, restorations of moved population coverage from 66% on July 4th to 77% on July 6th. All right, so as of July 6th, 77% population coverage is online with mobile voice communications. As of July 6th, all right, a total number of 782 sites are online, and a total number of 369 sites are offline. All right, so total of 155 sites were solved since July 2nd. All right, so they're just showing here in terms of their coverage before Hurricane Beryl and then after Hurricane Beryl. All right, so Flo is saying, they have 77% of the population coverage. All right, so I suspect that, areas like St. Elizabeth, those areas that are, in that parish that are well affected, it will definitely take some time. And Kenroy is saying, yes, I'm still praying for everyone in Jamaica. Much appreciated, much appreciated. So All right, so again, this is just flow in terms of their coverage here. And they kind of give us a little breakdown. All right, so as of July 6, 2024, total number of sea gas coverage at present 193,000 customers impacted by the storm. All right, so we'll just look at the parish breakdown here. Total number of customers impacted, total number of impacted hub sites, and total number of, I guess, MD hub sites with power restored. All right, so in Clarendon, they give the number here in terms of customers. Looks like over 23,000, so 23,640. And I know it's probably a little bit small for you because it's a little bit for me. All right. And so they have restored the number of sites 364. They have restored 145. All right. So in Hanover, I'm not sure what is this 21 here. So I'm kind of confused in terms of the numbers, and I don't have Rurian here, but they give you a breakdown here. Customers 7,896, so 7,896. All right, and they have the total number of impacted hub sites here. One for Anova 21, but then I don't understand this 339. All right, or restored 339. So I'm not getting that, but I'll just read what they have. Kingston and St. Andrew 8,283, 112, and then 5,505. All right, so I'm just trying to figure out here. All right, so let's go to Manchester, 21,032, 335, 440. All right, Portland, 6,385, 0 in terms of restoration. We heard the minister talking about Portland, that they should start getting back, I believe, power by tomorrow. So that was Darrell Vaz. So just to share that information with you. All right, and then we see St. Catherine here. No, St. Thomas, St. Anne, St. Catherine. All right, St. Elizabeth. And that is telling us that, you know, 0 restored there. So the zeros, Portland, St. Thomas, St. Anne. And then they have St. Mary and Trelawney, Westmoreland, and St. Anne. So I guess the customers who are impacted, then those upsides, you know, with power, the zeros, it means that they have not yet been restored. All right. So that's how I'm understanding this. And if you have any other interpretation, you can definitely share in the chat there. All right. Over to the National Work Agency. And this is what they have for road opening updates. All right, so in Portland, 48, you know, roads affected, and they have 40 in terms of 1 lane, 2 lanes, 5, and they still have 3 roads blocked. All right. St. Mary, 33 roads affected, 31 1 lane. So it means it's just, you know, one side, so it's not fully cleared. All right, that's my understanding. 2 with 2 lanes. Over in St. Anne, 22, 12 with 1 lane, 10 with 2 lane. All right, but I guess they're saying, you know, there is access either via 1 lane, so you have to approach with caution. But St. Anne, you know, there is definitely access. Trelawney, 20 affected, 9 1 lane, 9 2 lanes, 2 still blocked. All right, so in terms of access there, in terms of the road network. All right, St. James, 21 affected, 12 1 lane, 8 2 lanes, 1 block. Anova, 18 affected, 6 1 lane, 2 with 2 lanes, and we still have 10, all right, blocked in Anova. Westmoreland, 13 affected, 10 now with 1 lane. We don't have any 2 lanes, but we still have 3 blocked there in Westmoreland. St. Elizabeth, 30 affected, 18 one lane, 8 two lanes, 4 still blocked. Manchester 33 affected, 27 one lane, 6, all right, with 2 lanes. So in Manchester, there is, access based on what this information is saying. I at least, a 1 lane access. Clarendon 28 affected, 8 1 lane, all right, 13 2 lanes, 7 still blocked, all right. St. Catherine 35 affected, 31 1 lane, 2 2 lane, and 2 blocked, all right. Kingston 31 affected, 10 1 lane, 21 2 lanes, and so Kingston access is there. St. Andrew 32 affected, 18 1 lane, 7 2 lanes, 7. All right, still blocked in terms of access. St. Thomas 21 affected, 15 1 lane, 2, all right, 2 lanes, and 4 still blocked there in St. Elizabeth. All right, so welcome, welcome, welcome. If you're just tuning in, we're just sharing some quick updates with you. So as you enter, please remember to hit the like button, all right, the share button, and the subscription button. Patricia, welcome. And Patricia is sharing that there is still no light in Green Island and Nova. All right, so Green Island and Nova, still no power there. And hopefully, I'm going to look at the list there that JPS has and to see if they're working in that area. So the NWC, the NWA, all right. So these are the updates from the National Works Agency. Again, welcome, welcome if you're just tuning in. All right, let's just move on here over to JPS. So JPS pretty much shared, some updates this morning in terms of the number of customers affected and, what they have restored so far. And so here, the restoration status, all right, at July 7th. So this is the restoration status. So I'll just get to that. All right. So in that context, the total number, so restoration status, all right, at July 7th, 72 hours after Hurricane Beryl. All right. So this is what JPS is sharing. Total number of JPS customers, this looks like 692,000. And the total number, all right, of customers who lost supply as a result of Hurricane Beryl. They're saying about 65%, 448,000. Total number of customers who did not lose supply during Beryl, 244,000. So about 35%. All right. And they share that the total number of customers now restored from that 448, I suppose, 256,151. All right, so number of customers restored on day 1, so that's July 4, 80,000. Number of customers restored on day 2, July 5, 104,030. And then the number of customers restored on day 3, July 6, 72,121. All right. And so they're saying now that the total number of customers now with supply, 500,151, which is 72% and about 191,849 customers are still without supply. All right, so that's according to JPS, and that's about 28% based on what they're sharing here. All right, so again, welcome, welcome, guys. Please remember to hit the like button, the share button, and the subscription button. All right, so this is definitely some critical information here. And so this is what they call the critical services update. All right, so this is what JPS is sharing, that 78%, all right, of major hospitals and healthcare facilities are restored. So 25 of 32. So here, some hospitals not yet restored are in areas where the electricity infrastructure was severely damaged during the hurricane. Additionally, some are in areas that are not yet accessible to our work crews. All right, so what they're saying in terms of the hospitals that they have restored. So in Kingston and St. Andrew, University Hospital of the West Indies, so UC, Andrews Memorial Hospital, Kingston Public Hospital, KPH, Bustamante Children's Hospital, Bellevue Hospital, Victoria Jubilee, Medical Associates, National Chest Hospital, Nuttall Memorial Hospital, St. Joseph Medical Associates, Hope Institute, Sir John Golden Rehabilitation Center, Heart Institute of the Caribbean, Chinese Sanitarium, Gynae Associates, El Shaddai Medical Center, Art Institute of the Caribbean. All right, so over in St. James, Cornwall Regional. All right, so these again, the hospitals that have been restored in terms of power supply. Cornwall Regional in St. James, Doctors Hospital, Hospitin, Trinity Mall Medical, St. James Children's Hospital. Trelawney Falmouth Hospital is back. Clarendon sections of Mapen Hospital. So what they're saying is not all parts of Maypen, but sections of St. Mary Port Maria Hospital. All right. So what they're saying is that their focus for the next 24 to 48 hours, St. Catherine Linstead Hospital, St. Mary Anatomy Hospital, Clarendon Maypen Hospital. So I guess the remaining sections, Anova Noel Holmes Hospital, St. Anne's Bay Hospital, Alexandria Community Hospital, Westmoreland Savannah Lamar Hospital. And I believe there was an update for SAV. Let me just check, because I believe there was an update after I set this up. So let me just quickly check on that for you. I am almost certain that there was an update from SAV. And just to let you know, in terms of some update, light is now at Cavaliers District, Stony Hill, PO, St. Andrew. All right, so just to let you know. All right, Catrinal in Montego Bay, they got back electricity last evening based on some updates that we're getting. All right, so just to let you know that. And I'm just checking, I'm almost certain that I saw an update for Sav. So just give me a moment here. Perhaps not. So the next focus, okay, so Sav is in their focus. So that's where I saw, okay. All right, so Sav is in that in terms of their focus there. Again, welcome, welcome. All right, just checking the chat, not seeing any new comments. And in a little bit, I'll just open the phone lines to see if we get any calls. All right, so this is going to be a quick one. And as you can see, this update was at 3 p.m. today. So as I said, I kind of wait until we get some updates to just prepare this presentation for you guys. So again, in terms of the areas restored, JPS Power. So sections of Bogue, Freeport up to Lagoons, Fairfield, Tucker, Kerwin, Montego Bay Town, West Green, Retirement, Unity Hall, Great River, Private, Alice Eldamaya Drive. All right, and we just got another update here from Montego Bay. Was it? I believe it was Montego Bay. So let me just go back here. Catrinal, Montego Bay. All right. So just getting that, light is there. All right. So over to St. Andrews. So sections of Old Rope Road, sections of Shortwood Road, Barbican, Norbrook, East Kings Road, Graham Heights, Golden Springs, Stony Hill, Oak Ridge, Armour Heights, Lakers, Stillwell Road, Manor Park, Constant Spring, Avondale, Plymouth, sections of Cherry Gardens, Long Lane, Jacksville, Queen Hill, sections of Temple Hall, Duane Park, sections of Mona, Beverly Hills, and Long Mountain, Sterling Castle, Red Hills, Shortwood Road, Oliver Road, Millsboro, Papine, Utech, Gardentown Road, Roehampton Drive, Deanery Road, Piccadilly, Marasca Road, including the Ministry of Health, NWC, Ministry of Education, Orange Street, and Newport. So I am not seeing anything new based on what was there yesterday. All right. So just to let you know that Trelawney, sections of Stuart Castle, Springfield, Florence Hall, Clarkstown, Jacksontown, Braco, Rio Bueno, Duncans, Prospect, Spicy Hill, Harmony Hall, Silver Sands. All right, so Trelawney there. And over by, just give me a moment here. Over by Portland, all right, Hope Bay, Orange Bay, Buff Bay, all right, and Hart Hill, St. Mary, Itabaril, Anata Bay Town, leading to Anata Bay Hospital, Highgate Town to Ranch Hill, all right, Highgate to sections of Port Maria, and Boscobel to Ocean Ridge, sections of Richmond Town. In Clarendon, Palmer's Cross, Bustamante Highway, Borders Pen, Freetown. We got an update, mineralized, so sections of Mapen, getting back electricity. All right. So again, welcome. If you're just tuning in, please remember to hit the like button, the share button, and the subscription button. All right. So those are pretty much the updates that I have for you in terms of, what is happening. And again, let me just go back to the Prime Minister.
which the government plans to go about the relief effort is we are going to do it in mind that there could be other events coming in the season. So it can't be totally short term. We also have to think medium term in how we deliver relief. So there are some things that we're going to do, particularly as it relates to the reconstruction of roofs, right? So it's not going to be good enough to just tack on back some zincs onto the roofing. We're going to have to figure out ways to ensure that those roofs that we do, that they are properly done.
All right, so let me just open the phone line here just to take some calls. If you're going to call in, now is the time. All right, so again, welcome, welcome. If you're just tuning in, we're pretty much here, and time for calls before we wrap up things here. Let me just quickly look in the chat here. Rochester, welcome. What about Manchester just joining? We're in Manchester, Rochester. That would help us if we can help you in terms of providing some, information. So in the meantime, while I wait on Rochester to share that with us, Ruran, welcome. Hello, Ruran, welcome.
Are you hearing me?
Yes, I'm hearing you now.
Great, great, great. Good night to everyone. As it relates to Manchester, I am hearing from my contacts there that the telecom system is down, so you won't get any information from them or your family or relatives who are in South Manchester. If you're not going to get any information from them unless they come into the town of Mandeville. So that's what I heard earlier today. So a lot of damage down there in terms of to the network. And, probably that is largely dependent on the fact that electricity is not, you know, is not there either. We have some utility poles that are down and all of that. So when those get back up, I'm sure that the networks will also follow in that regard. But that's what's happening in South Manchester. I know that traffic has been well, access has been given granted to most areas, even being just single lane traffic. So, that's what's happened down there. South Manchester has taken a huge knock from Beryl, and it's taken a little bit of time for the recovery process to get in full there. Back over to you, Natasha.
Ruran, before you go, do you know RTs?
If that's the one from South Manchester, yes, I do.
Okay, so someone in the chat. So that would be in that area where no power, the networks are down. Ruran, are you still here with us? Or did your network go down?
I am still here with
Okay.
you.
Okay, so I was just checking in terms of art ease. I was just asking if this is in like South Manchester
I
where
know
the
there might
networks
be
are down.
somewhere else in the parish that has that name. So if they could indicate where that is, if it is in South Manchester or otherwise, then that would be nice.
All right, so Rochester, if you're still here, let us know where Art is, what community is close by. Is it in South Manchester? So just give us an indication. Rural is keeping us posted with what is happening in Manchester. All right. And so again, we're here to just share information. So guys, this is the time for you to call us. All right. We just have a few more minutes to go. So we're happy to take some calls, or you can definitely share in the chat before we wrap this one up. So we'll try to keep you posted as possible. And if you have updates or WhatsApp numbers on screen, you can send us a message on WhatsApp to tell us what is happening in your area too. We can add you to a WhatsApp group to share, information that we get. or once we're going live with updates, then we'll share that link with you as well. All right. Ruben, I'm seeing that I am in Central, so I don't know if there's a community artist in Central Manchester. I don't know if that's what. And he's saying no, Central Manchester. Could you tell us a
Oh,
community that is next to Archie's? I don't know. It's the first I'm hearing that name, Ruben. So you're the Manchester person, so maybe you can
yeah,
let
I
us
heard.
know.
I'm not familiar with that place, but so I wouldn't be able to provide information as it relates to that. But if it is close to Mandeville, I would think that they will be getting electricity and network soon. That's what I would believe because as I said, in the town of Mandeville, they have restored telecommunications um, and also electricity. Yes, so and also electricity. So I'm not too familiar with that Harty, but I'm sure that there's somewhere else in Manchester that is called that as well. So I
Okay.
strongly believe. Yeah.
And it seems like I just missed some of my slides here. So guys, if you just give me, well, we'll just check on, let me just check on them. I'll just read them out for you in the meantime. So I'll just keep this up. I'm just noticing that some things are just not on screen there. And Ruran Grey Ground, that's the community. I don't know if you're familiar with that community there. We're getting gray ground. So I'm just trying to look to see what was there for Manchester. So in terms of what JPS is saying, in terms of where they're working in sections of Forest, Kendall, New Green Road, Caledonia Road, Christiana, Spaldings, and surrounding areas. All right, so that's the update, and what we're really sharing that sections of Mandeville, the town, they have electricity. All right, so that's what I have there where JPS is working in that context. All right, so that's what I have. So again, welcome. If you have any information, you can definitely share with us in the chat. And Ruran Rochester sharing that it is near the infirmary. Only Mandeville, and he's saying yes, only Mandeville got internet in Manchester. Okay. All right. So if you have any information on that,
Okay.
Ruran, you can
So
definitely.
I guess he's talking about the curfew home. I think it's the infirmary for the prisoners. If that's well for the soldiers, not for the prisoners, but for the soldiers. So that would be in South Manchester if that's where he's talking about. I'm not too sure. Could you give us a
No,
call in Rochester?
it said
Central.
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 Yeah.
Okay.
So it's not south.
I'm not familiar with that
And
place. Yeah.
maybe it's just the Manchester infirmary and not the parish infirmary and not necessarily the for the soldiers.
Okay. All right.
All right. So, oh, that was Kenroy who said only Mandeville got the internet. And yeah, I figured Rochester that it's for the elderly and not the soldiers. Okay. We're not too sure in terms of that specifically, but from what we got as I shared, where JPS they're working in let me just go back to that for you. So today this is what they shared in terms of where they're working. So in Manchester, sections of Forest, Kendall, New Green Road, Caledonia Road, Christiana, Spaldings, and surrounding areas. All right, so JPS there. But for sure, they've been doing fantastic in terms of getting the job done. And I also heard the minister, that's Vaz, sharing that, in the event where I guess JPS, they're not able to get things done on time. They're also perhaps having the pipeline there in terms of perhaps getting persons from overseas to come and help out. So I suspect that they're going to do very well in terms of the recovery, given that, elections and all of that, are to come. So I suspect that, things are going to go as quickly as possible. And we have to bear in mind that, it was a very strong hurricane category 4. And while some places, perhaps, it seems as if nothing happened, it really caused a lot of damage. And so they have to think about safety. And, it's unfortunate too that for some of these persons, they're out there and they too, when they go home, they don't have electricity, right? Their family without power. I was reading a story, I believe it was in the Gleaner, where some firemen, they were out there, helping and doing what they needed to do. And when they went home, roof gone, that kind of thing. So, that's, putting country above self. And so again, that is why it is important that when we get those advisories to stay home, we need to do that. All right. We definitely need to do that. So I'm just checking to see if I have any final updates before I wrap this one up. All right. So we'll try again, in terms of sharing updates as best as we can when we can. All right. Because, things are tough, yes, and so again, we try to do our best. So even if it is, when you have some connectivity and you're able to just look and see, quickly what is happening in Jamaica, you can always definitely come and, just check out one of our videos, our live videos, because these will be saved on the channel so that you can always check back and see what has happened. So I'm just doing one final check here to see if I have, anything new. And again, persons in St. Elizabeth, haven't heard from them. And so, it's just time and we'll see, what happens and just still praying and hoping for the best. All right. So just to let you know that as well. And sections again with rainfall. So, just lots happening. All right. So, not seeing any new updates on my side. And Kenroy saying JPS working in Victoria Town, Manchester. So, that's good, Kenroy, that you spot them there. That is fantastic. All right. And they will continue to work. And as I say, elections are coming up, so the government is going to apply the pressure needed for these companies to deliver. And so we can expect to see, things going. So if they're not in your area, then, it means that, things have been severely damaged and they're just doing their assessment to get whatever they need to the area. All right. So we just have to just wait and see what happens. So light soon come, all right? Light are come, light soon come. So don't worry. Things are working out, but it's not going to happen overnight, especially if you're in an area that was, severely damaged. All right. So Ruran, do you have any final comments before we wrap this one up?
Just want to let the guys know that they just need to be patient and try to keep safe. Do what you can to help yourselves in terms of coping. And I know it's not easy, but it will recover from this soon. So just keep heart.
All right, wonderful. Thank you so much, Ruben, and thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in and for sharing with us in the live chat. Really appreciate it. continue to keep safe, all right? Continue to keep safe and pray. And just know that soon we'll get connected with, all our family members and friends. But, the situation is so where some places have been, severely damaged. And as a result, it's taken a bit more time for the relevant, agencies or service providers to get in and do the work that is necessary to get those communities back up and running. All right. And even after that, in terms of, power, there's going to be a lot that needs to be done. And so, we have to think about that too. And, not just short term, but long term, because this is just the start pretty much of the hurricane season. And so there we still have to think about until the end of November. So there is still a lot to think about and do in that context. But with Christ in the vessel, we can definitely smile at the storm. Why worry when you can pray? Blessings and love, everyone. Take care and again continue to keep safe. And I will see you in the next live. All right. Bye. Bye. Bye now.